Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce lab by Ecomcy, the pleasure of everything related to Amazon FBA product level and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, your host, founder, and CEO of Ecomcy. And today we bring you another special guest. His name is Sebastian Joseph, and he's the founder and CEO of Retail Outsource, which is one of the leading agencies in the UK when it comes to consulting and management, everything related to e-commerce. And that's why I wanted to bring Sebastian today to the podcast because before going live, we're having a conversation about we always live in this bubble that we think Amazon is the only channel where you can sell on, but realistically there are other options, and eBay is one of them. In fact, eBay is very strong in the UK, and that's why I wanted to bring Sebastian so we can learn a little bit about eBay as a channel and how Amazon sellers can leverage this channel as a second opportunity to diversify their business. So, Sebastian, thank you so much for coming to the show. How you doing?
All good. Thanks a lot for joining the call, for joining the podcast. Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure.
Thanks a lot for
It's a
inviting.
pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. I've been following, your content. You do a lot of content as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when I saw that you specialize beyond Amazon, that was very interesting to me because as I said, sometimes we think Amazon is the only option for our e-commerce business,
exactly.
but there are many options out there, and eBay is one of them. Now, before we jump into that, it would be great to learn a little bit about Sebastian, how you jump into the e-commerce space, what made you basically found your company, Retail Outsource, and then we can go from there. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. So let me brief you how I started. Means I started selling online back in 2009. So I
Wow.
started with eBay. Means at the time, I was renting out. So I started like a hobby basically,
Mm-hmm.
and that grew so much that I didn't have space at home.
That's a good
So
issue. A
yeah,
good issue.
then I took another a small office in a rented place. Again, that became full. Then I have to take a warehouse. Then again, that became full. Then I have to
Wow.
move to a full size, big warehouse.
Yeah.
And it's all these years, it was like eBay was my main seller from
Okay.
2009, I would say till 2012 in that range,
Yeah.
and then Amazon start picking up from that point on, in terms of sales.
Yeah.
So then, we were selling on both platforms basically at that point. And in 2017, I exited the business basically.
Nice.
Another business bought the company. So then, I just uh, spent 1 year basically doing nothing. Then I started the agency.
Enjoying the money.
Yeah, yeah. Then you will get bored at some point
Of course, of course.
of doing so. Then I started this agency. Basically, we are focusing on uh, helping business mainly in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
um, on Amazon and on eBay. And eBay, it's something that a lot of business, they don't give a lot of
Yeah,
time
undervalue.
and resources. Basically, it's a second biggest market in the UK, and in the US it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
And the third is Walmart and then Etsy. So yeah, I don't know why a lot of business doesn't
Yeah,
focus on that in terms of when they spend a lot of money on ACOs, right? They're like 20, 30. It's getting tight on Amazon. So yeah, that's something we can discuss on the call.
yeah, of course. That's so interesting, and thank you for sharing that. And what a journey! Congrats on that. It's great to see that you had the issue of basically scaling. You were scaling, and you had to pivot. Go from one smaller place to a bigger one. And I guess this hustle that you went through is essentially the foundation of the value provide to your clients through consulting, because I'm pretty sure you went through a lot of mistakes as well,
Of course,
and
yeah.
now those are the mistakes that people pay you to make sure they don't repeat. Now, eBay. Yes, eBay, I feel the same, like even on my side, like a lot of people, they think eBay is just a place where you can buy secondhand things or just flip a few things, but they don't really treat it as a business. And that's a huge mistake, because I know a lot of people that make, huge money, 7, 8 figures
Exactly.
on eBay. So now I think let's start with the perception, in the terms of why do you feel eBay has gained a reputation, like, that they don't take it seriously. And then after you answer that question, why do you think eBay is an important platform to be in 2024? Yeah.
I think the main reason, that's what normally, it's an auction site. So
Mm-hmm.
normally people will think that it's a second-hand market.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it will devalue the brand. So there are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of thought process behind it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons they don't step inside eBay. And on the other side, it's quite easy to establish on eBay. Once you have Amazon listing, we
Mm-hmm.
can recycle the same content to eBay. Even to an extent, we can copy the A plus content to
Mm-hmm.
eBay. And the initial setup is quite cheap. There's not that much expense, but it's getting more and more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
But not as complicated as eBay. But it's quite
Yeah.
straightforward to list. There is no gated categories like
Exactly.
suspensions and suppressions,
Yeah.
the long list of stuff. So it's easy, very easy to do it on eBay. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
And I
you
think
get a better returns as well from eBay.
yeah, and I think you say something there very smart, which is recycling the content because I strongly believe that if you have done a very good job on Amazon when it comes to copying images,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
this from experience, most listings on eBay are very bad.
Yeah.
Right? So if you bring that content from Amazon, you're gonna be on a very good starting point compared to the majority, and I guess you can leverage that.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
Now, I guess from the point of view of the potential of eBay, like tell us a little bit about what are some of the categories or the type of business that you think eBay would be a better a suitable platform for them, because I guess you have identified a certain categories of products are maybe not suitable for eBay. So what are some of your takes on them? Yeah.
Means mainly electronics really
Mm-hmm.
does well on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Electronics, anything with motorbike, car parts,
Mm-hmm.
all those kind of stuff will really work on eBay. The thing that doesn't work, like the famous brands, like people
Mm-hmm.
will think then that's fake.
Yeah.
So the like cosmetics, branded one doesn't work really well.
Yeah.
But
They feel
to
it's
an
a
extent,
fake, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's if it's really high value, then people have that impression that it's the chances are high even on
Yeah.
eBay. There is no, because it's free kind
Yeah.
of market.
Yeah.
There's a
I
chance that
remember
you.
once on eBay, actually, just to add to this point, I even saw people selling Rolex. It's like, I will never buy a Rolex on eBay.
Yeah. So
So, yeah.
it's quite. We can find a range, and you're
Yeah.
getting free brand awareness. The cost is like around £27, to get a
Okay.
basic shop, and you can have like 250 listing free with
Nice.
that. That's the cost basically
Yeah.
that we are talking. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Good. Very nice. Now, in terms of strategy, like we know on Amazon, there's all these clever strategies about how to launch a product, external traffic, keywords, all of that. How does the same works on eBay? Like how you even launch a product on eBay? Tell us a little bit about how that compares against Amazon, for example.
means launching it's similar to Amazon. If the sell through rate is higher, then
Mm-hmm.
your listing will be shown on the top basically. And in terms of SEO, it's exactly the same. The title,
Okay.
even the limits and everything are different, and there
Okay.
is no bullet points.
Yeah.
It will go in the description, but we can just shift that bullet points over there. Only difference on Amazon we have product information, right? For
Exactly.
a product,
Hmm.
but on eBay it's item specifics.
Okay.
That's very important to add item specifics on eBay, and basically that's the filter. People used to filter, for example, if they are searching for a specific size, on the left hand side
Hmm.
you can have a lot of filters, right? So if you
Yeah.
are looking for some kind of a bike part or a car part, you can just filter it down to that specific. So we want to make sure on the listing the item specifics are filled in correctly,
Nice. Very
because
good.
that's one of the biggest categories on eBay,
Okay.
the car
Okay.
parts and stuff like that.
Nice. So I guess an eBay then essentially is even more important to fit all the attributes
Yeah,
essentially on the back end.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
That's on the listing content side. Yes.
Good. And in terms of keywords and everything, like, are there tools you would recommend, like the typical, for example, for Amazon, you have Helium 10. So as an example, Jungle Scout. for eBay, like, would you recommend certain tools to research keywords, or you feel like maybe repurposing the same as Amazon would be good enough?
No, normally we use Helium 10 for eBay as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but eBay have, for item specific, eBay have a tool on their own. They have some kind of links, and we can link that tool to eBay, and it will provide us with suggestions
Nice.
basically. And they
Okay.
have a Google add-on. So basically,
Okay.
you open the eBay and you run that add-on, and it will come up with suggestions. But we have
Nice.
tried it. It's kind of,
Mr.
it gives
Hits.
you random stuff. It's
Mr.
not
Hits.
exactly. We have to go through it manually, make sure that it's correct.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Very good. And in terms of pricing, I get this question all the time because people feel like if you're gonna sell on eBay, they feel that they have to heavily discount their products to make it work because people on eBay are usually used to get cheaper prices because of everything we've been speaking about. So how you navigate that issue? Like, what do you recommend when it comes to pricing?
pricing means pricing is sensitive on Amazon as well, right? But
Mm-hmm.
eBay, uh, because the system is different, on Amazon it's one listing and all the
Exactly.
sellers will be under that. On eBay it's a lot of listing if it's 10
Duplication.
different
Yeah.
sellers. So
Yeah.
there will be always a competition for pricing, and pricing, the lowest pricing will come up on the top, assuming that their account is on good standing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the pricing, ideally we want to use a repricing software for that, like a price
Okay.
spectre. We can link it and then put a floor price and a ceiling price.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum you can do. So it will fluctuate in between automatically. That's the
Okay.
best options that we have for eBay.
Good. And in eBay, can you do things such as like coupons and things like that, like in Amazon, or like can you do like structured prices and things like that?
Yes, so all the buy two get
Yeah.
5% buy for that promotion, and we can use vouchers, and we can do something other thing as like we can send people can like the listing, so they can add
Mm.
favorite it, for example, so we can
Yeah.
see it from the back end, all those, and we can select it and send
Nice.
coupons directly.
Ah, nice. Because they
Uh,
basically save the listing, so you can try to
exactly, yeah.
convert them. Okay.
We can convert them, and on the shop side as well, we can create an email listing if they are following the shop. So we can target in more way. I think Amazon doesn't have that much option
Yeah.
to target.
Yeah. They're
They have
trying.
that.
They're trying to roll it out, but it's very limited. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very limited. Yeah, on Amazon. Yeah,
Very good. And now something that I also found eBay very interesting is the PPC
yeah,
because uh, essentially what I've been trying to do PPC on my store and everything is like it's very limited. Like you only give a budget and it's like a black box. You don't know what they're doing with your money and so it's interesting dynamic. So tell us, are there any tricks to really make the most out of your money? Because I know that at the end of the day, eBay controls everything in terms of the exposure. So what is your advice there, maybe?
yeah. Means at the moment, eBay started with the normal standard advertising, and then
Mm-hmm.
then they moved to advanced. So there are two options when you log in.
Mm-hmm.
Standard and advanced. Still now, we have tried some on our account as well. The standard one works
Mm-hmm.
well because you only pay the fees if the item
Exactly.
sells.
That's a good thing.
So
Yeah.
that's a completely different. So, and the advanced one, it's same like Amazon. So you bid for keywords, and it's not giving that much good returns in terms of air cost, for example. And they have off-site ad as well. What they have done is that no matter what, they will take around, it's like a fixed bid,
Mm-hmm.
25p. So
Mm-hmm.
that's that, and we tested that as well. And the still the best one is the standard one.
Standard.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
you
which
you sell, you
essentially,
pay.
yeah, essentially is the one that you say how much you're willing to sacrifice out of the selling price.
Exactly.
And if it sells, you pay that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So normally the range will be really high, like 10, 12% in that range.
Okay.
But we always bid like around 2.1 in that range. So
Okay.
very low. So we don't want to go aggressive. But if you have a margin, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Now, in terms of building a brand on eBay, like, Do you also have things such as brand registry, things to protect from copycats? People is trying to sell a copy of your product. Like, how you protect your brand on eBay? Because at the end of the day, as you mentioned, there's also people trying to sell fakes. So, is there some tools or processes that eBay has put in place that you can leverage to your advantage for that?
Yeah, same like on Amazon brand registry, eBay
Mm-hmm.
have a Vero. So basically the same procedure, you enroll your brand name
Mm-hmm.
and then you can start reporting, any unauthorized sellers. But it's not as complicated as, on what's on Amazon. It's quite straightforward. There is only one option, there is no option
Okay.
like transparency or anything.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can report, that's maximum you can do on eBay.
Yeah, very good. And now in terms of eBay as well, I also get this question about international selling, because at the end of the day, eBay is in other countries, right? So let's say a UK seller wants to start exploring eBay in other countries. Like, is that even something feasible from your experience? And if so, what are some of the steps to take to use eBay to also expand internationally? Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite easy. eBay have
Mm-hmm.
a tool called eBay Mag. That's
Mm-hmm.
eBay MAG,
Mm-hmm.
and that's built by eBay directly. So
Nice.
it's quite easy to do it. You just have to link the account, and then it will pull all the details. So you can upload as a CSV,
Okay.
and then it will show you each country like eBay.
Mm. Okay.
Germany, eBay France. So you can select all the countries that you want to list, and you just enable it. And you can
Good.
have shipping settings and all kind of things, but it's quite straightforward in general.
Nice. And I guess the translation is done by eBay, or you have to do it. How does it work for the?
It's
For,
automated, so
okay.
it will translate. You just have to enable it. It's like a
Okay. Okay.
enable switch is there, so you just tick on it. That's it.
Nice. So I guess sometimes you still will have to go in and do some manual tweaking, because we all know AI translation is
Of course,
no
yeah, always.
idea.
So you don't take AI. It's kind of ideally, if you want the best listing, the manual, you have to translate it using a local always, or at least proofread it using a local.
Awesome. Now another thing that I feel makes eBay also to have a higher barrier of entry is especially for people that don't have a 3PL or they don't have a warehouse, because most people sell in eBay. You have to ship yourself. So as of now, is there any problem that eBay is offering that you could send inventory to eBay? Or unfortunately, the only way to sell on eBay as of now is through a 3PL. Like, what is the
Yeah,
situation there?
it's they don't have any options at the moment, but they have that global shipping program that changed to a different program, but that's for the international. You send to their warehouse, but
Hmm.
again, that's only if you get an order.
Yeah, exactly.
But the only option now it's Amazon's. You can
Okay.
send
Multiple
using
payment
Amazon
system.
stock. So if you
Okay.
have the stock on FBA, you can use that stock. You can link the account, and it can be automated, or use a
Nice.
3PL.
Nice. So from your experience, what do you think for at least sellers that don't have a huge volume? Do you think it's more efficient to just use the Amazon stock, or start working with a 3PL based on your experience?
Means Amazon stock will be better. Means in price wise, cost wise,
Mm-hmm.
3PL and Amazon is kind of almost on the same level. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're already selling on Amazon, you already have stock on FBA, so you don't have to do nothing. You just have to link it, let the order flow through FBA, and even the packing and everything. When you get an order from eBay, the end customer will never know that it came from eBay because there is no Amazon
Yeah, it's a
logo. It's
plain
a
box.
plain
It's a plain
box. Yeah.
box. Nice. Good. And now for those listening and watching this episode, and looking at eBay as an opportunity, from your experience, like, what is the average like percentage of sales that you could expect if you go from Amazon to eBay? Are we talking that maybe 10% of what you do on Amazon is realistic, 20%? What do you see usually?
Means it depends again on category, what they are
Mm-hmm.
selling.
Yeah.
And we have seen around 20-24% in that range on average.
Okay.
So
Nice.
that's you can get that sale without much cost. Basically, that's the difference here.
Yeah.
And that
Good.
small percentage, I will not call it as a small, even that 20% is a lot, but
It's
on a
good. It's
yearly
good.
basis, that's gonna be a big amount.
Good, very nice. And tell me also a little bit about the interaction with the customer, because what I like about eBay is that they give you more flexibility when it comes to interacting with customers. There is more back and forth because of that dynamic that eBay has created, which is bidding and therefore negotiation and all of that. So how important is that on eBay? Like, do you really need to have a robust customer service team if you start selling on eBay, because people is more used to reach out and ask questions, or what is your advice there as well?
Means on eBay there's no like same like what's on Amazon, like you have to answer within 24
Mhm.
hours no matter if
Mhm.
it's Saturday or
Yeah, yeah,
Sunday. eBay is quite relaxed, so you can have a
yeah,
good
yeah,
life as well.
yeah, yeah.
In terms of replying, it's quite relaxed, so you don't have to worry about
The
replying over
metrics.
the weekend, but you can set
Mhm.
up automated response over the weekend. But
Nice.
ideally, if you can respond, that's fantastic. uh, so if it's a buyer is waiting for an item not received, for example, those kind of messages, you want to deal with them as soon as possible, otherwise they will end up leaving a negative feedback. So that's the customer side messaging. And on the other side, on the listing side, buyers can send us offers if you enable that option. So if
So
it's a
they can
buy it
try
now
to
listing,
negotiate. Yeah.
exactly. So you can negotiate directly from the listing. And also, if they send a message to us, we can send them an offer as well.
Nice.
So
Okay.
there are a lot of ways to interact with. It's much more in depth compared to Amazon. It's
Yeah.
just buy, that's it.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is nothing else on Amazon.
Which at the same time, I guess it's an opportunity, because if you have a very good sales team, you could use that
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
upsell and do nice promotions and things like that. Very nice. And you mentioned feedbacks. Tell us
Mhm.
a little bit about how they work compared to Amazon. Like, do people have to leave a review for the listing and also for you as a seller? What is usually how's the dynamic works on eBay when it comes to that?
Yeah, means recently they started adding product reviews as well, same like what's on Amazon, and
Mm-hmm.
they have the main thing is the seller review. So
That's the main thing.
that's main kind of area that normally, if you're buying from a seller, that's the area that's been highlighted on their listing on the top,
Mm-hmm.
and they will check the ratings. What are
Yeah.
the ratings like? And again, there are, if you get a negative also negative seller review, you can always appeal it. If
Nice.
it's if it's
It's not like Amazon that you cannot appeal reviews and
yeah. So we can if it violates any of the policies, we can appeal it with Amazon customer care, um, and we can also initiate the communication with the buyer. That's something we
Hmm,
can't
that's
do on
good.
Amazon. So it's a good thing. Yeah. So there's more
So you can
chance
be
that you can get
clever
it removed.
there to give
Yeah.
a discount, refund, other things.
Exactly. Yeah. So the door is open.
Yeah.
We just have to communicate.
Awesome. And the fact that now they're releasing pro reviews, that means is eBay rolling out any kind of programs like Amazon Vine at the moment, or is they don't have anything to incentivize either pro reviews or feedbacks as of now for you as a seller?
No, I
Is there any
don't think
program?
they. No, I don't
Yeah.
think eBay. It's kind of they are not good at innovating new stuff. So they just keep on rolling, with what they have.
Yeah.
So that's
Old school.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to keep like that. Actually, they put something here and there. That's about it. Nothing kind of major. It's been added over the years.
Awesome. Very nice. Good. So I think now, I mean, we've been talking so many things about eBay. It's been such an efficient episode. I think now to start concluding, like, we already talked about listings, PPC, pricing, branding, reviews. So I guess so we can start concluding. What other things you think Amazon sellers or e-commerce sellers in general should consider when it comes to launching on eBay or selling on eBay? Any other tips or things you think should be valuable to know?
Yes, if you don't have an account, you can just sign up with an email with a normal account. It will be a personal account initially. Then
Okay.
once make some purchase, have some like least 10 reviews, profile feedbacks, and then you can upgrade your account to a business one. Then
Okay.
you will get a lot of option, and then you can get a shop that's
Nice.
around £27, and that will give you around 250 listing for
Wow,
free.
that's
You
a
can
lot.
list it, and
Yeah.
then you can have a storefront. You don't need to be brand registered like on Amazon, so you can have your
Yeah.
storefront, put your categories, start listing,
Very good.
Yeah, you can start. Initially, you don't have to. You can do advertising if you want to really go
Yeah.
aggressive,
Hmm.
but it's like a side income. You can just list it.
And see
Initially, you
what
don't have
happens.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to push it really hard, you can. The tools are there within Amazon, within eBay,
Yeah.
to
So
do the advertising.
good. So I guess just to conclude, you could also take the decision that you go very aggressive to position the product, and then you make sales organically after the push. I guess, right? That could be a strategy that you can do.
Yes. Yeah,
Mm.
we can. But normally we have to use a bit of different view, because on eBay, if you have a auction listing, okay, when the time is if it ends like in a few hours, it will come up on the top of the search. So what
I
you can
see.
do, you can, if you're on Amazon, you are getting a lot of returns, for example, and you can recall it, and if it's sellable, or you can just sell it on eBay saying, okay, put it on auction, saying this
Mm,
is
nice.
refurbished, or this
Yes.
is if
Yeah.
it is damaged or scratch, just sell it through it, and you can
Make
you
some
see the
money back.
volatility. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very nice tip. You good. So we can use that to close the episode. Thank you so much, Seb. So awesome. So I think it's been such an amazing episode. I learned even a few things from you. I think I need to go back to my eBay account and do some changes now. So great. So I think now before we conclude, tell us a little bit about how people can reach out to you, because I know you also offer this as a consulting and can help people expand to eBay and our marketplaces. So where people can find you and how they can reach out. Yeah.
Yeah. Means I have a YouTube channel, and you can book a 15 minutes call with me directly.
Hmm.
That's free basically, and we also offer 5 listings on eBay for free.
Nice.
So you can try it out and see if there is any difference, and
Yeah.
then it's a 5 for free. So
Yeah. Why not?
why not?
No
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah.
Awesome, Seb. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the show. And I'm looking forward to having the next one very soon. Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
All right then. Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
Vincent. Take
Have a
care.